Okay, this session is with Dennis. So how long? 10 minutes or
20.
20? Okay. It's 4:18 on Thursday the 13th of December, the day after Our Lady of Guadalupe Day. Okay, so what would you like?
Let's see.
Would
I'd like to hear what Carla has to say.
Well, there's a sword that's descending right through your crown into your spine. And because you've been noble and true and virtuous and full of grace, it's like when we say the Hail Mary, we keep saying Hail Mary, full of grace, but every time we say that, what does she do? She reflects that grace back to us so that we can be full of grace. So what this sword is doing is instilling a greater fire, like a tensile fire, Tensil, I guess, or Sile. I'll have to look up that word. This powerful fire to give you an even greater ability to hold virtue in your being. And in your case, since you love clarity, one of those virtues is clarity, because this is a temple of clarity. So the sword, we know, cleaves asunder the real from the unreal. So anything that opposes virtue and clarity will be almost like destroyed. It's almost like Shiva. Anything that opposes virtue and clarity has to go. It cannot live around you, within you, or if it tries to attack, it's just obliterated by the power of the light through the sacred word that you embody. So meditate on how you can embody this power of virtue, this power of clarity 24/7, and allow there to be so much clarity in consciousness and words and in deeds that everything becomes clear. The power of clarity is that everything becomes clear. So it's like there's no miscommunication. Clarity wipes out miscommunication because everything is clear to all sides. It's like, okay, I speak, you understand me. That person speaks, I understand them. Understanding is magnified because of the power of clarity. So the sword, as the sacred word, is that was one of the greatest gifts Mother had. Is she wielded the sword. She was the sword. She was the sacred word. So now you are the sword, the sacred word of whatever you choose to embody through this sword that is descended today through your spine, through your crown, right into your spine, and the sword seeks you out to embody through you whatever virtues you choose to embody that day. So, whatever virtue you require and the world requires. So when you see something that you require, guess what? The world requires it. So if you feel like, okay, today I require more patience, well, that's because the world has to embody more patience, because you are the world. We are the world. Remember that song that those people in Hollywood did, We Are the World? Well, they were onto something, but they didn't understand like we understand it. We embody the law of the Word, the Lord, and because we embody it through our virtuous lives, we are the world. And so when the world requires something through us, we embody it, and it helps the whole world. So on another day, as you're preparing for Kuan Yin coming, let's say she usually comes on Thursdays, right? So as you're preparing, you may be reflecting on mercy or some form of compassion or grace that the Kuan Yin embodies so beautifully. Well, that's because the world, requires it. And so when she comes into this temple with Lady Clarity and and assists you in leading those services and assists other people there to feel merciful and loving and kind and all these bodhisattva qualities, you can help them through your virtue by being the sword, the clear sounding board and the clear sacred word of the word, so that the words that you speak in those services, because you're becoming more and more of a teacher now, and you're having your own, it's like you're receiving your own heartstrings and you're sharing what Spirit is and embodying and inspiring upon you. So now what the gift that you require is even more clarity of consciousness. So the words are crystalline, they are clear, crystalline and clear, and they clarify everything. So when you clarify things through this gift of clarity, people will immediately awaken through that clarification, through that. It's like an anointing of spirit wisdom. So clarity through teaching is going to become more and more important for you, because this is a temple of clarity, and what that means also is it's a temple of truth, where clarity has a way of an opportunity to present her wares, her gifts of spirit to the people that come to this temple for the clarification within their lives of everything that they require in that moment and moving forward on their path. So Lady Clarity will inspire upon you, the Holy Spirit will inspire upon you, other masters will inspire upon you, whether it's Mother Mary on Wednesday or Kuan Yin on Thursday. You also do Tuesdays, right? And who comes then? It's just meditation, right?
A lot of times it's Jesus.
Jesus. So to clarify through you, through what's inspired upon you, it's like Nello could speak and the Holy Spirit was speaking through him and everybody got something that they required, right? So the same thing can happen. So the clarity of these truths and these wise understandings and teachings that will just flow because you are the sword of clarity. So one of your fiats could be, I am a sword of clarity. Not that clarity, normally she wouldn't be wielding a sword, right? I mean, she was just like a feminine goddess. Yet you, as a male, are the Shakti for her to anchor in the earth such a powerful ray of clarity that everything becomes clear. It's like there's no misunderstanding, pure communication. You know, when we have clear communication, we'll have peace on the earth because there's no anti-this, pro-this. There's no I'm right, you're wrong, you're the wrong culture, we're the only right religion. I mean, all that's dispelled in the light of clarity, because in clarity, we're one. We're brothers and sisters. We're of the same Father, Mother, God. There's no division. There's only unity. So what clarity brings is unity. Clarity is the precursor to unity. Clarity is the precursor to unity. So, and that's part of what this temple is meant to be, is a unifier. It is an engender of unity through the gift of clarity, which brings wisdom into play in so many beautiful frequencies that everybody comes to receive the next frequency that they require on their spiritual growth and their path. And these frequencies are like little seed ideations of God's grace and God's teaching and God's anointings and God's pranam, or what do they call, like this food of the heavens, that prabhuti or whatever. It's like these little pranams of divine food and blisses of nectars of the gods. So clarity delivers the nectars of heaven to the souls of spirits who come to this temple to be fed light, consciousness, and holy truth. So, I mean, this whole thing is a heartstream, inspired by her. But it's like it could be the dictation for tonight. You know what I mean? I mean, it could just as, I mean, I feel like it's happening now, and I wish we could just play this back or something, but it's beautiful. So to be a sword is also to be a witness to clarity. So when you witness to how to clarify anything, to bring equanimity, peace, and unity, you are both a unifier and one who Jesus said in, I believe it was, the Sermon on the Mount, blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God, right? Blessed are the peacemakers. Well, how do you become a peacemaker? You clarify things. You are one who is like a Marshall Rosenberg, who brings compassionate communication and nonviolent communication to the table, to bring sides to the table, to give their viewpoint, and then you look at where you can have common ground and build trust, and then have through that trust there be collaboration and then resolution. So clarity is the great resolver of crises and issues and struggles and strains and miscommunications between people, cultures, and worlds.
So you had a lot of practice.
Yeah. Okay. So the clarity to bring the true unity consciousness is a gift of spirit. It's a gift that comes through holiness, through practice, through intrepid will, actually. To be a unifier, you have to have intrepid will, and that's where the sword comes in. So now it's time to cleave, to demagnetize people of that which assails their spirits and souls, that keeps them bound to non-clarity. Because people don't want to know the truth. They don't really, if they know the truth, then they have to live by the truth. So they desire to remain ignorant, so they don't have to abide by the truth. Because once they're enlightened, they can't go back. They can't live non-virtuously. They have to live in accord with God's law and the golden rule. So that's the rub, is that people want to stay in darkness and the shadows, because once they have the truth, they can't go back, and they don't want to make that progress quite yet. They want to wait till more and more people are enlightened, and then it'll be easier. But to step out from the crowd is not easy, and that's what we've done. So you've stepped out from the crowd, and you are anchoring through that sword of spirit, the light, to empower everyone who comes here with greater clarity, so that whether they stay here for weeks or months or years, or whether they move on in their life to other places and other commitments and stuff, doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't really matter, because we're here to engender them having the gifts that they require now to make their greatest progress. So, like I asked if certain people were coming, on one level it doesn't matter, but on another, we love to see them again, to offer, well, the masters offer, but if they move on, move away from here or do whatever they do, fine. It's like that guy that does he was doing the marketing stuff, he's a great guy. What's his name again? The marketer guy who offered to kind of help us market more online stuff. If you had said his name, I'd remember it. But, he has a little goatee and kind of whitish hair. He's a really nice guy. But anyway, but he doesn't come all the time.
No. Yeah.
But he's a great guy. Yeah, he's a great guy. So people come and go, but you're the steady sword. You're the steady sword. You're the light within the temple that's always burning. And that's part of your job. So how many minutes do we have? I have no clue. Oh, let's see. We got interrupted by Mona, so we still have, I would say, it's 16 minutes in, but we still have an extra minute, so 5 more minutes. So what else would you like?
I think I've been getting heartstrings from Carla.
And you've been writing them down?
And I wrote them down.
Okay.
A few, and then some just happen like right after a meditation or something.
Yeah, yeah.
So those,
Are you
those are like recorded.
Are you recording them?
Yes.
Okay.
So I get like a fair amount of those.
Yeah.
But today she kind of gave me the Sword of Clarity. So is that called the Sword of Clarity? That
I am.
Does it have a name?
No, I am the Sword of Clarity. Or was it the Sword of Clarity? I am the Sword of whatever it said, whatever was said earlier. Yeah, you can say, I am the Sword of Clarity within this temple of light.
This is like
I am a unifier of God's virtues so bright. I am the Sword of Clarity in this temple of light. I am a unifier of God's so bright, of God's virtuous light. Or some virtues so bright. Whatever, but you can make up your own. Yeah, just keep doing it. And see, I've been waiting for the day when people would just step up and get it and start being their own, the messenger for whatever. There have been other people that have been encouraged to do it, and they got too fearful that, I don't know if I can do this or whatever. You're stepping up. And as more step up, then I can go when it's time for me to go. Not that you're going to be the only one. There's going to be, many.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it's not. It's still growing.
Yeah.